The town was now dressed in night, and flashing neon lights lit up the shops everywhere. Because illegal construction isn't regulated, the sky in the old resident district is covered with the shadows of distorted buildings. That's why it's kind of dark even during the day. When night falls, groups that almost seem like they were hiding until then come out. Ribstees groups gather too, so there's a completely different vibe from daytime. Ribsters are people in Ribsters are people in old resident district teaming up and fight in turf wars by themselves. That is a seriously poorly constructed sentence there, English patchers. Because Ribstees is older than Rhyme, the guys doing Rib look down on the ones mostly doing Rhyme. I can't handle that the other game gangs are called Ribstees. The Ribsters think of those who do Rhyme as big-headed wise guys who live in their own fantasy worlds. But since it seems like some Ribsters that are switching to Rhyme, lately there have been many quarrels between the two groups. While I advance through the lively atmosphere, my hand is suddenly grabbed from behind. Exclamation point! Ooh, isn't this a brain nuts jacket? The person who grabs my arm is a frivolous man whose hair is dyed red, probably younger than me. Hey, wasn't this design on premiere right now? This time a green-haired guy comes closer with a smile. Wow, their hair colors. Is it Christmas? It is actually almost Christmas! For recording reference, this is Christmas Eve that I'm recording. No, I want this so bad! Hey, mister. The red-haired one looks at me with an artificial smile. They sell these at the shop in front of the station. When I try to shake his hand off with great effort, the redhead looks at me angrily. Wait a sec, hey! What's with your attitude? I'm telling you, I want this right here, right now! You deaf? And by the way, we're Bug Bomb. You ever heard of us? So what's all this? You underestimating us? The green-haired guy holds out his wrist proudly. On it is a tattoo of a winking girl with enormous breasts leaning over a big pink bomb. Whoa. Aren't these guys ashamed of having someone carve that on them? I haven't heard of Bog Bomb before. Even though this tattoo would also be a thing that people in teams do, I knew very well that these guys were underlings. Because they're only that. They like to pick fights openly like this. Lame. Ugh! What'd you say just now? I just called you lame. Huh? Ew, what's your team? I'm not in one. Ha! Don't tell me you're a no-mark! Seriously? Red and green look at each other and start to smile stupidly. You can't be serious! There are tag arts used as team symbols in Rib, and the team's tag art is tattooed somewhere on your body when you join. Those who don't have a tattoo are assumed to not do Rib. That is why it's common that no-marks become targets of diversion for Ribsters. So, like, any normal person in the world. There's no team that holds a grudge if you happen to kill a no-mark. What the hell? What about, like, old ladies and such? They don't have... If you're a no-mark, I guess it's okay to do you in. 'Cause we can afford to. Hey, bro, let's go over there for a little while, okay? Better leave while you're ahead. Red and green throw an exaggerated glare at the voice coming from behind them. If you get involved with him, he'll break both your jaws. Ha! What? Who are you? As soon as the green-haired one sees the owner of the voice, his facial expression stiffens. Hey, this is bad. What's bad? That's the leader of Dry Juice, Mizuki. What? Dry Juice? Do you know that guy's killer technique? Fox's heel drop. Eat it once and it'll break your jaw. Tch! If you're from Dry Juice, you should have just said so from the start. Oh, let's scram! After saying worthless last words, the two of them ran off like puppies with their tails between their legs. Witnessing that, the guy behind me laughs. That was pretty lame. If you're gonna run, don't start a fight at all. Already knowing his identity, I turn around. Yo! Long time no fuck, I keep going southern. Long time no see, Aoba.
Mizuki!
Mizuki! This radiantly smiling guy is Mizuki, leader of the largest rib team, Dry Juice. Look a bit lower than his dark hair and below one of his green eyes, you'll find a tear tattoo, his team's symbol, proudly displayed on his dark skin. What the heck was that Fox's heel drop thing? I was talking about your foot tricks. I came up with the name just now, but whatever. I wasn't wrong to say you've broken some jaws before though, right? That was years ago. I remember it clearly even now. But anyway, it's unusual for you to be here around this time. Yeah, true. Did you finally feel like joining me in Dry Juice? He smiled widely as he spoke, but I just shrugged my shoulders lightly. No way! I keep saying I don't want to, remember? Try joining a team, all sorts of good things come with it. Mizuki and I hung around a long time ago. We were friends and did a lot of stupid things. He has a friendly personality, but in tight situations, he's capable of exact and tight reasoning. Since all the guys participating in Rib like to act real tough, I think it's pretty awesome that he was able to put so many of them together to make the largest Rib team. But I still have no plans to join Dry Juice or become a Ribster. Anyway, I hate anything that would cause me trouble. I know, but lately the state of our team has been somewhat fragile. Fragile? Really? Isn't your team the best as always? It's because of that. Because of Rhyme. Rhyme. Mizuki's facial expression clouds. Our members are also sneaking to their side. It's fine to hear that Rhyme is a game where you battle with brains, but in the end it's just a delusional game, right? Honestly, I can't figure out what's so good about it. Are you delusionally protecting your turf or what? Well, yeah, it's weird. It's not like I couldn't understand the feelings Mizuki harbored against Rhyme. The same could be said about Rib, that it's a children's foolish war game. But despite that, Mizuki is thinking about his team seriously. He may not forgive the guys who easily jump at the trend. And then there are those mysterious disappearances. Mysterious disappearances? You've heard about them, right? Stories about entire Rib teams going missing. Yeah, I have, but isn't that like an urban legend? Besides, it's a rumor from 10 years ago. I don't know the reason, but recently there have been teams that I haven't been seeing for a while now. Are you sure they didn't just make a mistake and get in trouble with the yakuza? More importantly, some members of the teams which disappeared have come back aimlessly after several days, but it seems they don't remember anything. They've forgotten themselves. It's like their brains have been destroyed or something. About those disappearances, wasn't the culprit that group Morphine? Morphine itself is like an urban legend. Oh, I guess so. Morphine. Long ago, it was the strongest and most feared legendary team among Ribsters. Their tag art was full of black from top to bottom and had a heart and a cross. Their strength was wrapped in mystery. Though there were various rumors, all contents were scattered and nothing made sense. Those disappearances were the same. Even if there are guys that saw Morphine, there are no specific stories or evidence at all. If it turns out that Morphine's not behind this, then I've been thinking it's probably those Rhyme guys. Isn't that a bit far-fetched? I'm not completely serious about it, but it's just that recently the Rhyme guys have been getting carried away. But as for things like disappearances and even destroying people's minds, can they even do that? Wouldn't it have caused a huge commotion if they could? No, I do know that. That's why I'm not too serious. Suddenly a cheer arises nearby. Surrounding people begin to run in that direction. Mizuki clicks his tongue and grimaces. Rhyme, huh? I'm not feeling too well. I'll be leaving. See you, and make sure you show your face at the shop. Okay. See ya. Mizuki waves with his open hand and advances through the crowd, pushing away those who are gathering at the Rhyme site. After Mizuki's figure disappears completely, I turn my face to the direction in which everybody was running to. I don't hate Rhyme like Mizuki does, but I'm not very interested in it either. If you meet Mizuki for the first time and talk about rhyme with him, you'll probably hate it afterward. What's the matter? Nothing. Let's keep going. My Ren voice is all over the place. I pat Ren's head and begin to walk in the noisy alley. Then, suddenly, I'm wrapped in a white light. Question mark? A mass of light appears in front of me when I stop to see what happened. It gradually takes a human form and extends its hand toward me. Its fingertips brush my cheek and vanish. While I wonder what happened, many people suddenly swarm around me. Whoa! I'm mobbed by an incited group. I don't think I can slip out of here. Usui! Usui! A large circle of light floats on the ground, and what appears inside is a body of a woman with multiple arms sways slowly, and then stops. I left Usui on because Usui is the narrator for all the character introductions, so I'm just gonna let that stay. This is Rhyme. I've seen it several times at a distance, but this is the first time I've been up close. What appears within the light is the symbol and referee of Rhyme, Usui. Usui speaks in a deep voice, contradicting its appearance. While brightening the light and swaying two hands, a huge virtual monitor appears over its head. The audience can watch the state of the game from that monitor. Participants are already standing on both sides of Usui and adjust the settings on their all-mates. Usui smiles and raises a hand with a graceful movement, unfitting of its voice. The monitor emits white light and projects the field. The audience cheers and hoots unanimously. Ugh! Suddenly a sharp pain runs through my head. Ugh! I hold my forehead and my gaze wanders. What? Is it because the audience is so loud? Aoba, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine, but let's go now. That would be for the best. Passing somewhat forcibly between the spectators who are absorbed in rhyme, I slip out from the mountain of onlookers. I lean on a nearby wall, exhale, and look down. Someone's here? When I look up, I see a familiar duo. Good evening. Hey there. What's the matter? Are you not feeling well? Being in that crowd make you sick?
Wheels and 3!
You two? Yeah, that might be the case. The one with the glasses is Virus, or Virus, and the powerfully built one is Trip, or Torip! I've known these for a long time. Aoba, how are you feeling? So-so, but I'll be fine. What are you doing in a place like this? It's rare for you to be watching rhyme. Well, there's no particular reason. Are you beginning to become interested in it? Not really. Then you just wander around and wind up here? I did not. And the same goes for you two. What are you wandering around here for? We're here because of work. Because the rhymers have been getting a little out of hand recently. If I could do a Brooklyn accent, I would absolutely give Trip a Brooklyn accent. Hold on. coffee. I can't fucking do an English accent. I can't. It's all just southern. These are some so-called dangerous... Oh, there are some so-called dangerous associations in the old resident district. These two are members of one. I got acquainted with them a long time ago in the past, back when I was in my teens and did stupid things. I spent all my time in the western district of Wanibashi and didn't go home. For some reason, I was always irritated. When I was living like that, I once made a mistake in a fight and encountered a person who wanted revenge, and I was sent to the hospital. It's embarrassing to even remember. At the moment, only these guys and Granny know about those days. At one time, we lost contact with each other, but we began to talk again starting a few years ago. I had become a part-timer, and they had joined the yakuza. Saying that, here the police are like yakuza, so I don't think much of it. Anyway, you two are looking as similar as always, like twins. We are not twins. We're not twins. Yeah. Aoba, is your walk going smoothly? You worked at an ice cream shop. I can't do this. You worked at an ice cream shop. The one with the penguin aprons? Didn't you get fired after one day? Not 1, 3 days. Now I'm a sales clerk at a junk shop. What was it? Byodo? Heiban! I've worked there for quite a long time now. Working at a place with that name doesn't quite fit you, Aoba-san. Well, if you want to behave violently again, call us any time. We are fairly prosperous, so I'd recommend it. I'll only accept your thoughts. I still often think that I'd like to see your fighting again, Aoba-san. That's right, because we are fans. The excitement of the audience reaches its peak as Usui continues to broadcast the rhyme. Then... You hooligans! A voice enters, dividing the enthusiastic atmosphere.
Akshima!
Accompanied by police officers is the megaphone-holding, evil-eyed detective Akishima. That noisy man has finally arrived. Don't go making a fuss here! All of you fuckers are under arrest! Usui disappears like smoke, and the rhyme is suspended. Participants and the spectators escape in all directions. Akishima. He's a detective who abuses his authority and does whatever he wants to. The number of victims who have been arrested or received abuse by this guy on false charges are countless. Fitting to his haggard appearance, he's called the God of Death of the old resident district. Better run away from here. You hurry too, Aoba-san. Yeah. Bye-bye, Aoba. Where do you idiots? Don't run away! We're gonna arrest every little shithead here! I begin to run immediately so I won't get caught by Akishima, who's about to plop a blood vessel. I decide to continue to Aoyagi Street. I almost get hit by a motorbike when I turn at the corner while running. I quickly roll onto the ground. I blankly look up at the bike. The man doesn't get off of it. His eyes are focused on me. When I see his eyes, for some reason chills run through me. The man says nothing and speeds off on his bike again. Hey! I stand up in a hurry, but it's already too late. The motorbike makes a roaring sound and speeds down the street in the twinkling of an eye. That bastard! He almost caused a traffic accident. He didn't even apologize for almost running someone over either. It wasn't an uncommon thing in this town, but I was still angry. I shudder when I think that I could have been run over by that man. Aoba, are you alright? Yeah, just barely. That was close. It's a relief you are safe. Yeah. I'm calmed by Ren's concerned words and my anger fades. Well, since I was safe, it should be fine. I change my mood and begin to walk home. When I enter the residential area and walk a bit further, I see my familiar house. I'm ho!
Get a grip already, you stupid grandson!
Tae!
A thunder shakes my eardrums as soon as I open the door. My ears ring. So loud.
Of course! I'm yelling so you can hear me clearly!
The real source of the thunder, Granny stands at the platform of the entrance, snorting and scowling at me. I ain't good at rowdy grandma voices, but I love rowdy grandmas. I've always wondered, where does she get that loud voice from? It's so mysterious I can't help it. What now? Why are you angry?
Of course I'm angry! It's the key! The key!
Key?
When you go to work, take the entrance key and close the door by kicking! I've told you so many times!
Ah, I see. Sorry. When I woke up today, I was almost late to my part-time job, so I panicked and flew out of the house.
Don't sorry me! Really! Why did I raise such a child with a bad memory?
Jeez, I couldn't help it. I forgot.
Of course you overslept and dashed out again. Really, even though you turned 23, you're still so helpless. It's so sad I could cry.
But I said I'm sorry. Is there any human being around that has been careless at some point?
What? Are you aiming for the World Championship of Carelessness? How many times has this happened already?
I took a break, by the way, so if my grandma voice is really incongruent in this part, and that's why. 6 times?
Honestly, a child like you.
Granny began trembling with anger. A blue vein is clearly visible on her forehead. This could be getting dangerous. Granny could faint if too much blood goes to her head, so this isn't a joke. I get it. I'll be more careful starting tomorrow, so don't shout anymore.
Humph. How many times have I heard those words, too? When you're like that, I can't just fall and die.
Grandma lets out a rough snort and goes back toward the kitchen while making loud footsteps.
Hey, come in already.
It seemed she settled down for a while anyway. Relieved, I take off my shoes and enter the hallway. Shouting happens every day like this, but our relationship isn't that bad. It's rather good, actually. Granny's shouting is a proof that she's fine. If her shouting disappeared one day, I'd feel lonely. I feel thankful to Granny for raising me by herself, and I also respect her. It would be embarrassing to tell her, so I won't. In the kitchen, Granny moved something that was just stir-fried in the frying pan to a plate. I washed my hands by the sink, pick out chopsticks from a shelf, and arrange them on the table. My parents were also living together with us, but they were free spirits by nature and were never in the house. When the year passed and I'd think they'll never return, they would suddenly come back and disappear again. That was the case ever since I was small, so living together with just Granny became everyday life for me. That's why I was unexpectedly calm even if my parents didn't come home. It's really thanks to Granny. Even though I've made her worry about me over so many things, I want to cherish the time I'm living with Granny. Even without any special luxuries, living like this is enough.
Well then, let's eat.
Somen noodles, tuna, stir-fried shiitake mushrooms, and boiled greens, deep-fried fish and miso soup were all lined up on the table. I took a seat with Granny and put both hands together.
Thank you for the food.
Thank you for the food. Granny, this is delicious.
Is that so?
Being chased by the police made me hungry, so Granny's homemade cook up. Didn't mean to click. Being chased by the police made me hungry, so it does that anyway. The food really hit the spot. Alright. While I scarfed down my food, a sharp pain runs through my head. It came. Usual pain.
Ow, 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 ow. The usual. Don't forget to take your medicine after the meal.
Yeah. A long time ago when I did stupid stuff and got hospitalized, the headaches became very frequent. This was the second time today. I had many things inspected in the hospital, but they said the cause was unknown. Since then, I've taken a medication Granny prescribed to me. Granny has a medical license and she examines old people from the neighborhood and prescribes medicine. Being safer than an unskilled doctor who only takes lots of money, she has a better reputation in the neighborhood. Other medicines are useless, but when I take Granny's medicine, the headaches always stop quickly. That's a sure reason to be able to call her skilled. Thanks for the meal. When I finish eating, I take the medicine, and after I clear off the tableware, I go up to the second floor. I enter my room and take Ren, who's in sleep mode, out of my bag and start him up. My head still hurts. I think about getting some fresh air and head out to the veranda. I step out on the veranda and lean on the handrail. The slightly cool wind feels comfortable. When I let out a small breath and look up to the sky, only the shadows of the folded buildings reflected my field of view. The scenery wasn't like this in the past. It was more beautiful. This island. Midorijima floats in the remote sea southwest of the Japanese island Honshu. The selling points of the island are the blue sea, white sands, and rich green foliage. Or so they were. Those are all stories from the past. Now on the east side, Platinum Jail occupies approximately 1/3 of the island in a lordly manner. Because Platinum Jail and the old resident district are cut off with a huge wall, we can't see inside it from this side. I've seen the representative of Toei Inc., the company that built Platinum Jail, on TV and network several times. Apparently when I was a kid, Toei Inc. required eviction of the inhabitants during the development of the island. However, they were promised luxurious houses and lots of money, so most of the inhabitants left the island depending on negotiations. But still, there were some stubborn inhabitants who wouldn't go away. We're like that too. No matter how good the conditions they were offered, they couldn't abandon the hometown where they were born and raised. They kept ignoring the eviction demand again and again. After a while, Toei's side said no more. They began to give up, and the reason was officially because they didn't want coercion. But in fact, they'd abandoned the remaining inhabitants. If you don't want to accept negotiations, so be it. Live or die. It's up to you. And then Toei dealt its next hand. Saying that it was maintenance for the island, that supply lines of water service, gas, and goods were narrowed rapidly, and surviving inhabitants were driven away to the present old resident district as a result. The once beautiful Midorijima was ruined. No matter how anyone describes it, a country cannot allow such tyranny. The inhabitants who believed in that appealed to the mainland, wanting them to do something. But since nothing has changed even now, it was useless to hope for better. About 3 years ago, when going from the old resident district to the mainland, you had to obtain the permission of the Administration Bureau, which belonged to Toei. In other words, the inhabitant of the old resident district can't step out of the island without the permission of Toei. Such permission is never granted. Never. It's Toei's way of saying that the people who rejected the evictions were wrong. As I was staring out into space, something makes a sound by my feet. Aoba, what will you do with the data that was downloaded earlier today? Question mark? Downloaded? I was leaning on the handrail, but Ren's words startled me and make me stand up straight. That's right, I completely forgot. It was when the brats came to the shop today. Before I knew it, a download complete screen had popped up. Was it? Did the data contain a virus? I didn't detect anything. Contents? It's a type of game where the player performs movement and information gathering by manipulating a character, fights with an enemy character, acquire an experience value, and raises a level. Ah, an RPG, huh? Do I have to pay? You don't have to pay for it. Huh. So I didn't accidentally pay for it because of those brats. Is this some kind of trial application? That is unknown. Well, if there's nothing weird, I could try it, just to kill some time. Shall I start it? Please do. Understood. I take Ren in my arms, return to the room, and sit on my bed. That's a really retro screen. Kyo, Now, and Mio's generation have probably never seen anything like this. Even I haven't seen this type of an old game anywhere else but on video sites. After the message from the princess was over, a title logo appeared. It's so old, it's almost strangely refreshing. While the odd feeling rises inside of me, I push start. Huh? This will continue? Are the parts delivered periodically? So it's a Telltale game. Looks like it. I see. It's exactly the shortness of a game you can play when you have time to kill. I don't know if it was entertaining or not, but if a sequel comes out, I might play it again. As soon as I close the game screen, I yawn. I was so focused on the game I didn't realize how tired I was. Oh god, that actually made me yawn. I think it's time to get ready for bed. I close the window and curtain to the veranda and leave my room to go to the washroom.